week out to prophesize the downfall of America and bring our people back to the natural nationality, which is Latinos, Negroes, Native American people that consist of 12 tribes of Israel. Without further ado, I'd like to give all glory, honor to Yahawah, by Hashem, YAHAWASHI, by Hashem, QADASH. Double honor to the elders that teach this truth. Slight teaching of the person's truth on the four winds of the earth. Also, the system is like meekness, confusion of faces, children, shalom. Like the title of
God, believing in prophecy is the sure way of salvation, right? Because there's no other way you can be saved unless you believe.
You know, we experiencing prophecy, man, so you gotta believe it. Those who don't realize we experiencing prophecy, they're not interested. Which is the 2/3. You gotta be, like I said, prophets seek prophecy, man. That's what we do.
That's why the Lord said, though it tarry, wait for it. So when you waiting for something, that means you gotta stay on your watch. And that's all we constantly do. We constantly watching as we see the world progressing. It's progressing towards major prophecies. First major prophecy, you're gonna have the race wars. All right, Egyptian versus Egyptian. The next prophecy is you're gonna have where they're gonna try and implement everyone to have to get the MOTB, the mark of the beast, Revelation 13. And then you're gonna have it to where they're gonna have nuclear war. So the Bible always speaks about fire. The Lord preserved the world before with water. This time He's preserving the world. This time for fire. But that's how He's gonna do His judgment. The Lord deals with the balance. He purified the world before with water. You're gonna do it this time with fire. That's why when you're reading about in the book of Revelations about the lake of fire, the lake of fire is going to be an actual place here on earth. The lake of fire is going to be America, the mystery whore Babylon, all right, the harlots of all harlots, okay, whose cup is filled with all abominations. Same way the Lord destroyed all the wicked. Think about it, all the wicked the Lord eradicated off the earth. He did it with the flood. He did it with Sodom and Gomorrah. He did it with Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Well, that was really to prove His power. But the whole point of the matter, the Lord always deal with prophecy. He always tell you what He's going to do. And that will also makes Him a merciful God. So the brother going to open up.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed.
Right, so the Lord said, you do well that you take heed of His prophecies. Prime example going back during the time of Noah. They didn't take heed of the prophecy. So what happened? They got caught. No different than when the Lord said, it said, make no tarry and return to the Lord. But the Lord said, I will visit you in your security. So when you're secure, you're comfortable. So the Lord will visit you when you're comfortable. That's synonymous to Yahawashi being known as Him coming as a thief in the night. A thief will come when you're comfortable. All right, they don't want to come when your guard is up. It's the same way the Lord's going to come. All right?
I have a small testimony about that too, because I was laying down with Eve, right, and it was like at nighttime, and all we heard was boom, boom, like two. It sounded like two bombs. But what happened was their next door neighbor got caught up in some mess, and there was a SWAT team outside. They put gas bombs.
Oh yeah, smoke. They threw
smoke bombs, and it was so loud.
Probably tear gas bombs. Yeah.
It was so loud.
Oh, shit.
It was so loud. If I thought not a nuclear missile, but like a rocket. I thought a rocket fell like a couple houses down. Boom, boom. And the only thing I said to Eve, I said, "Oh, that's it. Like end of world type of deal. That's it. You know, it's going down." But you know, according to the order of prophecy, mark of the beast, the MOTB has to be implemented first before the nukes drop.
But that's a prime example of being on your cue, being on your piece of cues. Because you heard the boom and you thought that was it. Oh, here it go. They're like the brother in Hawaii when they had that false, I guess you could say that false drill about them being bombed. The brother went live and the brother was crying, praying to the Lord, like this is it. But that right there was just a testimony as well. And he also made it into a documentary. They made a documentary about that. And they actually put him in the documentary.
Wow.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you, man, that you have to always be on your P's and Q's. You never know, right? Go back.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
Right, a light that shineth. Remember what it says. What man lighteth a candle or hide it under a bushel? So the Lord said that go ye to the highways and byways and bid into the marriage. See, when you talk about most of these churches, they're in there getting money from people that once they hear a message that makes them feel good. We're just here to tell you the truth, whether you like it, accept it, believe it or not. So when you bring in judgment, you can't say you wasn't wrong. That makes him fair, right? That's the only reason why we're out here. We know what is to come. We have to keep coming out because old-headed people will try and make an excuse. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know, you know. But you know when they pay your phone bill, you know when they pay your insurance, you know when you get paid, you know when that money drops. But yeah, like you don't know what's really going on in the world. So when shit hits the fan, you can't make it seem like you didn't have a plan, like you didn't know what was going on. That's all we saying. You know, we can care less. Because remember, the slain of the Lord gonna be many, so we're not looking for a crowd. We're just looking for the few, far in between. Go ahead.
It says, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn, and the day star arise in your hearts.
Let's talk the day star, morning star. Go back to YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation.
And going back, you know, they found scrolls in the Qumran caves, and the scrolls go back. I mean, they predate the papyrus papers going back to the Roman times, so they go back thousands of years. So we're talking about things that were written down millenniums ago, centuries ago, that's happening today that no man can replicate. No man can say it happened. Like, come on, like who knew that we could be flying across the world hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago? We didn't know that. We didn't know you could talk to somebody halfway across the world. All right, we didn't know that you can see somebody on the screen halfway across the world. No one knew this technology. When John the Revelator was writing down the 13th chapter, he was writing down that no man could buy or sell, except they had a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. He literally saw these things happen. Once again, going back to 2 Peter, what was 2 Peter 1? Yeah, 21, boom. And then you go to 21, that's going to further explain that this is just not a private interpretation. Go ahead on.
It says, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of the Most High, Yahawah, spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
So once again, it's not like, you know how people have a book like a great study guide to reading John, the 3rd chapter. No, we're not talking about how somebody will make their own private interpretation of the Bible. They'll pull out certain scriptures and try and make a little lesson for you. No, we're going to read it straight from the scriptures itself. You know, what it says, whom shall he teach understanding? Whom shall he give milk? You know, babies who are weaned from the breast. He said, for precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. So the Lord's pretty much saying, when you're reading the scriptures, you can't just bring out John 3:16 and say that's it. The Lord said, now bring out another precept with that to back that up, another precept with that to back that up, another precept with that to back that up.
You say you just can't bring out John 16 because he comes in the volume.
He coming, right. So you can't pull John 3:16. He said he come in the volume of the book that is written to me. So like, what happened to all the other verses in the Bible? What happened to John 3:14? You know, that's what I'm saying. It's a private interpretation. Go ahead, let's either read about the show.
That was it, but I was wondering if I could read
no,
it.
Let me read 21 about the show again. About the show. I want to read something.
2 Peter chapter 1, verses 21. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but by men of Yahawah, or YAHAWASHI, spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
Now I want to bring this out. This is Psalm 68:11. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. That's a prime example on how it's deceived. It's not a private interpretation, right? So great was so when you're reading John, that was an actual man that wrote down what the Lord was telling him to write down. Same thing with Isaiah. Same thing with Luke. Same thing with Micah. What Amos said I was not the son of a prophet, but I was a herdsman. But the Lord chose me from the herdsmen and told him to go and prophesy before Israel. King David was a herdsman and became king over all of Israel. So when you look at the backgrounds of the prophets and the apostles, they were everyday people. You know what I'm saying? They weren't these people you see in these grandiose stances wearing these cufflink, gold cufflinks and these 3-piece suits and driving around in luxurious cars. No, they said Paul was the one out in the wilderness wearing camel's hair, eating locusts and honey. He said, what were you out in the wilderness to see? a man in gay raiment and gay clothing, meaning like in good clothing? He said, no, man. He was out there, he was out there in the wilderness wailing, crying out to the Lord, man. Because that was a prophecy that was happening before YAHAWASHI come on the scene, man. Right? So like that, even the interpretation of how people interpret the prophets and the apostles, man, they do it to their liking, to their feeling. The Lord don't give a damn about how you feel, man. Straight up. It's all about thus saith the Lord, or you just gonna get destroyed. That's it, man. Like the scripture says, how is you obey your earthly father, but you don't want to obey the Father's spirits? That's just mad ludicrous. And they ain't talking about Southern hospitality. You got more on that?
No.
Or you can get that up. Go ahead, up.
This is Isaiah 48:3. I have declared the former things from the beginning. They went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
Just like reading Deuteronomy 28. You talking about the first 5 books of the Bible, known as the first 5 books. They're known as the books of Moses. Deuteronomy is also known as the dual law, right? So in that law, there are curses that fell upon us as a people. The Lord said this was going to happen to you as a people if you don't keep my commandments. The Lord said you're going to go into slavery on ships. The Lord said you're going to be the tail, they're going to be the head. You're going to go and want and do all things to your enemy. All that happened to us, and that's still happening to us to this day right now. All things that has transpired in the past, it's already written in the Bible, in its secular history. So we have the past, the present, and the future that's manifesting right now. Like I always say, the Bible is a living organism, man. Because as we speak and we live, it's alive as well, right? So read that one more time. That was a beautiful piece.
Isaiah 48:3. I have declared the former things from the beginning. They went forth out of my mouth. I shewed them. I did it suddenly, and they came to pass.
Right. The Lord said He did them. He said it. He did it suddenly, and it came to pass. And you get Habakkuk 2:1. The Lord said He did it suddenly, and it came to pass. See, and that goes back into prophecy. Not prophecy. They go back into grace, right? Because right now we're under grace, because we know what's to come. So it's like we have to prepare ourselves. You know, battle's coming, right? So I mean, you watch the movies. You know, they put their war paint on. They get their munitions. They get their tactical gear. They get their helmets. They get their swords, whatever. Or this day they get their guns, and then they go out for war. But see, we're preparing for a spiritual battle. It's going to be a spiritual war, but it's going to be physical as well, man. You're going to see things you've never seen. That's why we say in prophecy is the key to salvation. Because now we live in a time where how many people really do believe in the Bible? How many people really do believe in God? Because man walk around and sit in the seat as God. So the more and more we come out, and the people mind, they're probably thinking like, why are you coming out? Things are getting worse. Yeah, we know that. We know it's supposed to get worse before it gets better. Right? Matter of fact, can you give me Acts 14:22? It's gonna be a bumpy ride going in. Now, looking at the situation with Trump is a perfect candidate. Trump is a perfect candidate to get World War III popping off, man.
Glad Trump got it.
Oh man, Trump is the perfect. I don't even vote, but I'm Trump. Thank you. Trump is really. It makes sense. It's just so perfect, man. The Lord did it so perfect.
His mouth,
his pump is. It said in Isaiah the 14th chapter, your pulpit shall be brought low. He's the perfect candidate.
He got a lick if everybody got the racist text.
Yeah. As soon as he got a lick, everybody got a racist text. I'm like, yeah.
There was a thing on national TV live. He said, the kind of job I have, I'm not supposed to even say to these women beautiful, but I'm gonna tell you how beautiful they are.
Because he's incompetent of that job.
He's very incompetent of the job. But he's the perfect candidate for the front man, because he's an actor. He's a great actor. I mean, if you really see him, bro, when he's doing his interviews, like behind the scenes, the dude just his face is like, I don't want to be here. The wall. Yeah, the wall. Yeah, he has but he's the perfect candidate, man. Because remember, on the elder say he's like Nero in reincarnation. Remember when the fire happened in Rome, who did Nero blame? Who did he blame the fire on? He blamed the fire on the Israelites. So you think about the situation now. Look at like prime example. Matter of fact, yeah, you hold that. You hold that. Drop that. Can you give me Isaiah 19? Yeah, Isaiah 19. Yeah, because I think it was somewhere up in New York. You had illegal immigrants, not from the South, but from across the water, that was in the streets protesting because their government aid was stripped from them. And what's funny is that people in the comment section are saying the audacity for them to be in the street protesting for government aid when you're now illegal. Like, it's so easy to round you up and get, but people don't understand the end goal of it all. Why would America does not care about other countries? Why in the world would you think they would allow immigrants from another country to come here and for them to give them aid? It's to piss you off purposely. It's called ordo ad chaos. They want to create a chaotic situation so they can round everybody up and say it can be so chaotic. They're gonna be like, you know what, we have to track everybody. Like, that's exactly what they're doing. You know, they're destroying the dollar so that they can make everything digital. Like, they know exactly what they're doing, but people just can't see it, right? So now they have you fighting amongst each other. The upper echelon just sitting up there with that Chester cat look on their face, rubbing their fingers together. They love to see the rat race. They love to see you wake up 9 in the morning, rush hour, honking the horn, drinking your coffee, putting your mascara on, and trying to put the kids in the car and try to take it. They love to see you doing that rat race. They love to see that, man. Because at the end, they want to see you win. They see you as useless. They've extracted all the resources from you people. That's why they don't need you anymore. Elon Musk, it's EDM, dude. There's a part of the, what they call it, the government, like government efficiency, like some program. And it says to reduce the government resources to maximize their output or their profit. So pretty much what they're saying is, like, rather than having all these cashiers, let's have self-checkout. So rather than having all these physical, sentient, living, breathing beings work for us that need breaks, that need vacation pay, they need time off, let's just replace all of them with robotics, with automated systems. And that's what's happening. And Trump even said that. Trump was talking about reducing, the government's finances or the government's output financially on getting work done by pretty much releasing people and then replacing that with automation. That's why Elon Musk is on his team, man. That's why Elon Musk is on his team. Go ahead.
You see the higher ups down, right?
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 13, 17 through 19. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the ungodly. With the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
Once again, so it doesn't matter who you vote for, because for one, they want to get rid of you and replace you with automation. Because why? They want to make more profit. If I don't have to pay my workers, I can make 100%. Why do you think America got built so fast? Centuries of free labor off of slavery. So they want to do the same thing. They just want to do it with automated personnel, right? So that's why. What happened during COVID? So many people stopped working. And you know what happened when they opened up the streets again, opened up the businesses? People stayed home, and more people stopped going back to work. You want to know why? They were relying more on government assistance. See, the government wants you to be. They want you to be dependent on them. They don't. What they say? They say you will own nothing and be happy. They're building all these condominiums, you know, and all these Gen Zs, right, or whatever you want to call them. They're living in these high rises, these nice, luxurious condos, right? There's no equity. They're not buying houses anymore. They're not getting a mortgage anymore. They want to get these brand new cars. Can you pay it off in time? That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't understand.
Beyond their means.
They're living beyond their means. But in a society where they tell you you will own nothing to be happy, that's true. People really own nothing; they're just happy because they're going along with the Joneses, with the trends. You know, people are living paycheck to paycheck. What happened when COVID happened? They said over 60% of Americans depleted their savings in a month and a half to 2 months. So people don't even have more than like 5-10 grand in their bank account. And if they do, that's gone because of the lifestyle that they live. And then it's not even that. Hell, the cost of living is going up, but not your wages. All of this is prophecy, you know.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually looking for a scripture, and it took me right to what you told me to hold on to.
Wow. Read that Bible, sir.
Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me.
So now think about this in ancient times. You always have a watchman in the tower watching for the enemies to come in. So you got to interpret it. When you read the scripture, you got to understand. A watchman will always look for the enemy that's coming in. That's why they always had high walls and towers whenever they had those kingdoms, right? And they will blow the horn or the trumpet. Like the Lord said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Show my people Israel their transgressions. So when you blow a trumpet, that's to alarm you, to alert you. You blow the trumpet for the Sabbath, you blow the trumpet for the new moon, you blow the trumpet when you go to war. It's always a sense of blowing the trumpet as something very important happening. So right now we blowing the trumpet because what? Prophecy is happening. You know? I like that.
I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower.
That's right.
I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Right, because we've been reproved because we didn't know any better. Like Paul, when Paul was persecuting the church, what the scripture said? Oh, he said, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Because as he was persecuting the church, the members of the church were members of the body of YAHAWASHI. Right? In other words, right there, we had to be reproved because in the world, we had a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Then came the enlightenment. Then came the epiphany, man. You know, it's like that light bulb came on, and then all of a sudden we knew, okay, I have questions. Then the RAWACHAA QADASH, the spirit of truth, which the world can't receive, gonna give you the answers. And that's what's so beautiful, because I love using that when in John the 7th chapter, when they said, who is this man never learning any letters? Because they did not see him in their schools of religion. Like Paul or Saul at the time was taught by Gamaliel. He said, my doctrine is not my own, my doctrine is of him that sent me. And that's what's so baffling. Because the same thing with the elders, they didn't go to no school of theology, but vocab alone just won't leave them alone. He's so infatuated with the elders and their knowledge and their truth that he's trying his hardest to try to debunk the black Hebrew Israelites when there's more Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters than there are of us. So this is something like black Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
Crazy. Crazy.
White Israelites
Crazy.
prophesying.
Crazy word. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say there's no such thing as a black or white thing, because you don't know who's an Israelite. You gotta try the spirit by the spirit. That's why what is it, Revelation the 7th chapter? It said there was a mixed multitude of different languages, because we've been scattered all over the world. There's nowhere in the world you're gonna just see all Israelites in here. There's no way you can do that. No way. That's why the Lord said the angels shall gather the sheep and the goats and separate the sheep from the goat. Right?
Yeah, a lot of Israelites doing that right now in the flesh.
Yeah. So we kind of doing it with the spirit, and we do it on a lower level, but the Lord's gonna have it. Like Venom. Remember the movie Venom? Yeah. Every time Venom would show himself, that codex showed. So I imagine that codex is gonna be like the angels seeing those who, what it says, mark the men that silently cry for the abominations thereof. So I see that codex as us. But he's not coming to destroy us.
That's a recommended movie.
That's what I mean, for those who haven't seen it though. But I didn't like it too much. But the only part I like about the new Venom was the codex, because you can, no matter where you are on earth, he's gonna find you. And that's the same thing with the spirit. No matter where you are on earth, man, the Lord's gonna find you, man. He even says in Isaiah the 2nd chapter, they're gonna go into the clefts of the rocks. The Lord said, we're gonna dig down into the earth and bring them out. That's why they build it underground bunkers, man. It's like you can't make that stuff up. It's not far-fetched.
Underwater bunkers. But that's for Leviathan to have fun with.
Right. Go ahead,
Isaiah 19:1. The bird of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, that shall come into Egypt. And idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. and the hearts of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right, and when you talk about Egypt, you got to go into the actual word. The word Egypt go back to Matazario, which means double straight, right? Because what was the first place that Israel was held captive in Egypt? So when the Lord keeps referring to that place that's spiritually Sodom in Egypt, that goes back to the place that they went back into captivity in. Like America is spiritually Egypt. Look at the back of the dollar bill, there's a pyramid. They always refer to the all-seeing eye. They have the obelisks down in Washington, D.C.
Vegas, they got pyramids everywhere.
It's pyramids everywhere. You know, you could they got Memphis here, which goes back to Memphis in Egypt. So America really is spiritually Sodom in Egypt. The embalming the embalmment of bodies when you decay, they do that because the Egyptians believe that they will live in the afterlife. That's why they would take their organs out and put them inside those jars. Hence, organ donors today, but they do it to make profit. But they would take their organs out because they believe they will live in the afterlife. So a lot of things in Egypt are here again today in America, even lipstick. Prostitutes would wear red lipstick because they would represent the lips of a right. Yeah. So it's a lot of things here in America that we represent Egypt. So when you read about the scriptures and talking about Egypt, you got to read it in the context and what it's talking about. You know, because remember, America, Babylon, Egypt, Syria, all these different nations are all under one. Because remember, Esau has no heritage. Remember, the Lord said he laid his heritage waste in the field. That's why he wanted to be the last of the Mohicans, the last samurai. You know, he wanted to be. But if you look at certain movies like The Prince of Egypt, when Disney did it, they did it in the right depiction because they showed everybody being melanated. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how they truly look.
Like even the movie, the book of Clarence. That was a good.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was
even though it was satirical and it did it in a comedic format, you know the truth. That one thing the devil would do, he would tell you the truth with a little bit of lie. That's why they have subliminal messages. You know what I'm saying? You gotta goes back to the four levels of wisdom. You got the monkey, you got the parrot, the monkey, the owl, and the dragon. Monkey just mimics. The parrot regurgitates, repeats. Monkey mimics. Owl can sift through all of the encryptions, which is why Bluetooth, you go to Bluetooth, it goes back to cryptic. Something that's blue is hidden. You know, like crypt. The crypts use the color blue as well. It's so many, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, going back to that, so when you go back into something that's cryptic, you go back to the owl, the dragon, they hold all the secrets. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. You got to be able to look through it. Most people are on the same level of being a monkey, because they're just mimicking what they see somebody else do. You know what I'm saying? I want the elder say, if you don't believe me, go and look it up for yourself. Because when you go and research something for yourself or do something for yourself, you appreciate it more, and then it sticks with you more compared to somebody just handing something to you. You know what I'm saying? So putting all the work in, doing this for years, we feel like we have a sure word of prophecy, and we really feel like we'll be saved because of the amount of work we put in. It's like you've been boxing all your life, and you finally get a chance to go pro. You be like, man, I have over 120 amateur fights, man. I'm ready to go pro. You feel like you're ready. We feel like we have plenty of amateur sparring battles spiritually up here, so that when it really does come down to that spiritual warfare in that day, we're going to be mentally prepared. Everybody else is going to be bugged out. That's why the Lord said, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, and the fear of the Lord is our treasure. We treasure fear in the Lord. These people, they treasure their car, they treasure their job, they treasure the status. And when all that's taken from them, now they're just a shell of nothing. You take all that from me, I still got no faith. So I'm not hollow. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We still got something. They can't take our faith from us. And that's what a lot of people don't have. They have faith in this. But when it's taken from them, then what do you have?
They don't see nothing past this. They don't see
nothing past it.
We don't have no continuing city here, but we seek one to come.
Beautiful. We don't have a continuing city here, but we seek one to come. That's why we look for a new heaven, a new earth, where dwell of righteousness. Right. So, you still got more on that?
I thought you just one verse. That was it.
Yeah. So, because he's gonna read verse 2.
Isaiah 19:2. And I will set Egyptians against the Egyptians,
right,
and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Listen, brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So let's just look at the world map today. Like physically, Egypt right now is not fighting. They're not fighting against each other like that. They're not fighting kingdoms. They're not fighting. No, that's talking about America right now. People in America are fighting amongst one another. There is no unity here at all. Here it is. It's crazy. You have Edomite women. They're upset that other Edomite women voted for Trump because he's a man, but then other Edomite women are upset that y'all voted for Kamala, but he's a Caucasian man, so you betrayed your own. So you got women that's upset that you voted for a man, and some are upset that you didn't vote for your own. So there's already a division right there. It's just crazy division.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Then you got the black women. Oh, we're not having no more sex with you. We're leaving you alone. We're cutting out 4B, all this and that. It's like, yo, this is just
losing their mind over somebody.
Losing their mind over
somebody you don't even know.
Somebody you don't even know. They don't even know you exist. But that goes back to the society. They look up to these people. Yeah. They're sheeple. They need someone to hold their hand.
That's their secret.
They need someone to hold their hand and guide them. They need somebody to,
you're not giving up no more box because.
Yeah, we're not giving them no box because Kamala not. It's not like it's brand new. It's been tempered anyway. Who cares? Dudes are getting the men that you want. They have passports. They're leaving the country to go find actual traditional women. So the men that you're saying you're not giving box to, those are the men you don't even want anyway. Right? It's crazy, but that's just the world we live in. But it goes back to the division. The division. Because red states, blue states, but they go to show you. A kingdom that's divided will fall. I mean, they already came in the door divided. It's called a bipartisanship. Bi means two. So there's always been two parties. They're always going to bump heads. You know what I'm saying? Been like that ever since. And once again, the popular vote doesn't matter because if no one in America voted, guess what? The electoral votes will still dictate who's the president. The popular votes make you feel like you did something. It's like kids participating in a game, and no matter who came in first, everybody get a participation prize. These are adults, grown people thinking like this, man. Anyways, it's a lot here. Go ahead, Al.
2 Ezra chapter 15, verses 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Now, prime example. I don't know if you remember. It was probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You have I forgot the name of the companies on the West Coast where they're bringing all the cargo from all around the world. They were talking about going on a strike. Less than a week, they got that contract done. You want to know why? Because the bloodline of all international commerce is those big cargo ships. See, when the price of food start to go up, tension is going to start to rise. Stress level is going to start to rise. Because remember, we live in a society where everyone's dependent on the government. Everything's regulated damn near by the government. You know, you can't really live off the grid. You know, you get what I'm saying? They want to know everything you're doing at all times. So when the lack of bread comes, that's a beautiful precept. Just imagine.
Like the bread comes, that's when the sword comes out.
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say, just imagine like your next door neighbors. You've been preparing. You've been saying this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. You're like, oh come on, John. They've been saying that since Y2K. It's not gonna happen. It happens. So John has his bunker. John has his food. John he be teaching his children how to start a fire and how to make a plank in wood if you break your arm, or they've been teaching them how to filter water. But Richard over there, oh, he's been, satellite dish TV and, just, but they've been out there working. They've been preparing for this. Time comes. Now, I'm going to say John and Richard. Now, Richard asked John, hey, you got some water? I only have enough for mine. Only have enough for me. That goes back to the video I did on the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. The 5 wise virgins did what they had to do before the wedding. They got themselves prepared. But then when it was time for the bridegroom to come, the foolish virgin said, give me some of your oil. They said, no, go to the buyers. Go to the sellers and buy from them. But it was too late. That's a prime example. We've been invested in us and our salvation from the get-go, from the time we were born again. But everybody else, they're not doing that. So then when the time does come, I can't help you. What can I possibly do to help you get a better chance of salvation? We're doing it now. The doors of repentance are open now. When it's closed and it's shut, what the Lord said, bro, this has to be the worst feeling in the world. When you go up to him and say, Lord, Lord, he said, get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you. Man, bro, that's gonna happen. Bro, can you imagine that? The only guy, he tell you, man, I don't know you. Naturally, it's gonna be willing to national team. Bro, I don't want that, bro. I don't want that. Bro. Get out my face. Get out my face. Let me get out my face. Come on, can you imagine that? I don't want that feeling, bro. So that's why we invest in this every day. We believe, man, that there's something far greater on the other end of this. We're not looking forward to that 30-year severance pay. Nah, I want right. Yeah, we just maneuvering. I want that everlasting kingdom pay. Yeah. That's what I want, man. Right? But oh yes, a lot. We better get on the chat. Hey, can you please get on?
Second Ezra 15.
Oh, damn, he already left.
And 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation.
Hey, go on to verse 1, Bible Kashan.
Second Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which is to say before.
Yeah, prophecy means to say before. So the Lord said all this before it happened. That's why we know we got a sure word of prophecy, because it's not like man made it up. The Lord said it. So that's what it is.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And that's going back to that scripture, how godly men were moved by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, Psalm 68, and it was Psalm 68 and 11. Right.
Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right. So we believe this is the sure word of prophecy. We believe these words to be faithful and true, you know.
Right. One day closer to the return of YAHAWASHI.
And the biggest indicator that we know the Bible to be true because of the curses that we are under. I mean, I'm sorry, man, just hands down. We fit the curses to a T. So it's like, wow. So that means everything on the back end. You're talking about the promise, the covenant, the kingdom, the 12 pillars, talking about the streets paved with gold, all of that. Yeah, so that's coming on the back end. You know, so it's like, yo, you had to go through this whole matter of fact, Salaki, Acts 14 and 22. I asked you to get that earlier, Salaki. Prime example, man. Acts 14 and 22, Bible Kashan. You already got it.
Yeah. This is Acts 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples.
It said confirming the souls of the disciples. That has to be confirmation, right? Because you know, disciple means it's a student. When it's discipline, right? Go ahead, brother.
And exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation into the kingdom of Yahawah.
It says through much tribulation into the kingdom of Yahawah. Oh, please, man, lady, you're a bag of bones. Go ahead.
Precept to that. Watch this. It says, Second Ezra is, through much tribulation shall we enter the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Second Ezra 7 and 5. Going up to 3. But put the case, the entrance were narrow, and
that's Matthew 7 and 13. What is that? Oh, okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Here we go. Second Ezra 7 and 6. There is another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
And is full of all good things.
Right.
Gold.
Yeah. Oh, Hamza. Okay, see what? Hamza.
Second Ezra 7 and 7.
But see, listen, he's supposed to be the people of God. He wouldn't even come up and ask a question. Like, we read the book. You want to come out? What was that again? Oh, no, start at 7. Because that's like the Matthew 7:13, by the narrow path and the broad path.
Second Ezra 7 and 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water.
So that means you stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's pretty much the times we're coming in. You know, it don't matter which way you go, it's gonna get tough. That's all. That's pretty much what it's saying. You could tell that it's a certain tension in the air. I remember literally a day after Trump had got elected, there was this officer, and he's kind of known on YouTube, and he believed in God, and he was sitting in his patrol car. He said something doesn't feel right. He said it's too quiet. Because remember, whenever having the presidential, election, everybody was all, they riotous. Everybody was up, up in arms and As soon as he got elected, it's been quiet. So it's like something's brewing. Something's happening.
Calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm. And I remember this is like 7 years ago. I got a friend that was in the Navy, and I was telling him about this is 7 years ago. I was telling him about what's happening. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Listen here, man. There are militias all throughout America." He said if the government was to try to take over, they're gonna have a hard time. And that was like 7 years ago. He was in the Navy. So when you think about that, that's why when you think about all these regulations with NRA, the reason why they want to try and regulate the guns and get rid of a lot of these high-power assault rifles off the streets, because they know the day is gonna come. It's gonna be anarchy. And there are more bullets in America than there are people, right?
This is the most country that has the civilians
Heavily armed. Now listen, America is the freest country with the most incarcerated people. That's it, right? The most crime. Why? Because of poverty. When you think about crime in most places, it's because of the people are impoverished. If everybody has food, raiment, clothing, medicine, I mean, how much more crime would you really need? Unless someone's on drugs, but most people are crime because of their poor, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to look at your surroundings. You have to be circumspect. You got to see what's going on. Like right now, beautiful day downtown St. Pete. Yo, Russia just hit Ukraine and North Korea. They helping them. They got boots on the ground. Iran told the world we need to come together in unity against Israel. That also includes America, right? So the whole world is against Israel right now. The whole world is against America right now. And the whole world, they can care less about Ukraine. Especially where the genocide is going on in Gaza. Over 42,000 dead in Gaza, mainly women and children. Last time I checked, I don't think too many women and children are in the military over there. But everybody turn a blind eye to the genocide over there, right? And that's why a lot of countries are leaving America. Look at BRICS. Iran had just became a full-fledged member of BRICS now. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Yeah, major players, man. Why do you think they're killing all those Caucasian farmers down there in South Africa? Because of the apartheid. See, they didn't have no backing because Russia and China is investing millions into Africa. They saying, get the hell out of here. All right? Remember that? There's a lot of investment going on in Africa from China and Russia, but they're not telling you this over here. They don't want you to know what's really going on, right? They don't want to keep feeding you with this estrogen-filled beer, all this processed food, refined sugars, women wearing 5 pounds of makeup, men putting oil in their muscles to try and look bigger. Everybody want to slim fast rather than work it out. That is just a bunch of weirdos here, man. It's a cesspool of evil. A cesspool of nonsense. Once again, Maya M. Bauer says, getting control of a nation's money and cannot who create the law. That's why they create all these crazy laws. You can marry your dog. Yeah, you can go marry that tree. You can go get it. They don't care what you believe in. All they want you to do is own nothing and be happy. Give me your money. Go live in a condo. Don't own a house. Don't own no land. No, you can't grow crops. No, you can't have your own aquifer. No. You have to pay. You're gonna control the market. You're gonna monopolize the market. You gotta come to us for water. You gotta come to us for food. You gotta come to us for rain. They're controlling all aspects of your life. And you can't even see it. Why? Because of your modern day conveniences. You're too lazy to get up to cook, so you have people come and deliver food to your house. That's why 80% of Americans are over freaking weight and walk around and saying I'm beautiful, right? Well, it's supposed to.
Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance.
Everything was fine. If it ain't broke, we'll try and fix it. Right. That's what America trying to do. They try to fix everything the Lord already did. That's why it's breaking. Break it down.
Breaking the everlasting covenant.
Right. Thus breaking the everlasting covenant. Like to this day, the infrastructure trash. The pyramids still stand to this day. The Lord would create foods that have seeds. They take the seeds out and create genetically modified food. That's stupid. You have natural filtration systems with rocks, sediments, waterfalls, creeks, brooks. You want to put it all through pipes and rust it out. You have calcium and what do you call it? Fluoride in it. Like where's the wise man on the earth? You use natural herbs to mitigate and to also help heal you. No, we're gonna give you these synthetic man-made medication that's actually gonna give you more symptoms on the back end if you continue to take it. You know,
let's get it. Continue saying Sirach 10:1 through 5. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's why all these period women get upset. Because it's all about them, like I said, their children. Oh my God! Like, stop. You still gotta wake up and go to work tomorrow morning. But like you said, as the ruler is, so is the people. CDC got elected. All the races text them out.
Oh, yes!
I love it. Every couple we just get closer and closer to the hell out of here.
Verse 3, Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them,
that's true. I was just gonna say that.
But the prudent of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
It also goes back to a wise king. I was listening to it was a Fox News anchor, and he was talking to a representative. I forgot of which party, and he was talking about Trump threatening Mexico to increase the tariffs, on their imports. And the one who said that's not a good idea, he said no, it's a great idea to threaten. He said to threaten the country. He said no, it's not, because I've sat down with many ambassadors of all different countries, including China and some in the Middle East, and they said he is unbearable. Unbearable. These are high state officials in other countries said that Trump was unbearable. So for you to say it's great to threaten Mexico, our biggest importer, with adding taxes on the tariffs, you're a fool. You're a freaking idiot. Why would you want to add more taxes on tariffs to Mexico, our biggest importer? Once again, he's a wise king.
Wow. Verse 4.
I love it.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set one over that is profitable.
So Trump was chosen by the Lord, hands down, to bring this place down. It's like people can see it's common sense, certain things you shouldn't do, but you can't control what you call it, the leader. It's kind of like Pharaoh. But remember, Moses was telling Pharaoh to let my people go, but the Lord was purposely hardening his heart to show his power. So it's like you people can say whatever you want to your higher ups, your elect, but the Lord hardening their heart to do what they're supposed to do. Trump is doing what he's supposed to do because purpose is being fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like evil was supposed to act. Evil was supposed to act out the act of evilness. Like good's supposed to act out the act of goodness. I'm just saying it's the balance. You have the antagonist and the protagonist. You know, it's inevitable. But I love it.
There's a scripture I'm looking for that says, "King's hearts are in the Lord's hand."
Oh, Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21. It says the king's heart is in the Lord's hand. Because who? Yeah.
Proverbs 21:1.
So when you go into the word heart, it's laha, which means your mind. But your heart doesn't house thoughts, right? It just pumps blood. It just pumps blood, you know. But there's certain chemical things that can happen, like somebody go through a heartbreak. They say
the heart is deceitful.
The heart. Thank you. So if the heart is deceitful above all things, they mean it's talking about your brain. Thank you, brother. All right. Okay, touche. Carry on, mate. Touche, mate.
Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is mine.
Right.
It's in the hand of the Lord.
Right, Trump. Right. All right. I'm saying Trump, Putin, Kim Jong-un, all of them. If you're like a prime minister, an emperor, a pharaoh, a president, those are kings. Those are titles for kings. You know what I mean?
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will.
And that goes back to that Ezekiel when the Lord said he was going to put the hope back in the jaws of the bear, we're talking about Russia. Because Russia was going back to their USSR days. And that's prophecy. Right? Like I said, you got to shoot where the prophecy. You know what's coming. We know what's coming down the pipe. That's why we keep coming out here, man. We hype, we happy, man. We excited, man. Once again, man, you got to understand. Like Malcolm X said, he said the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. Nowhere in the world you can have everybody in heaven. Right? So everybody can't be. Listen, everybody can't be royalty in heaven. Who's going to be the subject? Like, we don't even live in the realm of reality, man, where they talk sometimes. You got to have subjects, serfs, peasants, however you want to call it.
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight.
Right. So all this evil we see, it's going to end, and it's going to be nothing but absolute glory. Absolute glory, man. Yeah, but that's the balance, like you say. It has to be a balance. You don't want to know how it has to be a balance? Can you give me Revelation 13:1? So if there has to be a balance, right? It's kind of like what happened when the Israelites, his child, remember he cursed the Lord, and then they brought him before the congregation. He got stoned to death, and that's what Moses was saying: an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Right? It's kind of like somebody murders a loved one of your family. Well, you're gonna want judgment. You're gonna want an equal judgment, right? So you will want them to either get life in jail or the death penalty, right?
Well, Abraham,
But that's what I'm saying. The balance. It's a balance. You want something equal for that, right? So Revelation 13:9-10.
I got a balanced scripture for you, huh?
It's Revelation 9. If any man have an ear,
Revelation what?
you said 9.
I'm listening to what you said. Though. You said Revelation 9. Revelation 13:9.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right. I mean, that's something. You got an ear, you know. All right, go ahead.
He that liveth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Now that's the balance. It's a balance. Remember, you said the Lord deal with a balance, right? So the Lord just said, if you leave someone in captivity, your ass going into captivity. I'm just reading what the Lord said. I guess they missed this one in Bible study or whatever. Right. I guess they missed this one when they read John 3:16.
They were reading, but then somehow they got blind.
They got blinded. I can't see this. I can't see this scripture. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because if he so loved the world, then how? You know what I'm saying? Hell, he flooded the world. Wait a minute. He said, love not the world. I'm still confused. So go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So we say, he that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. Then it say, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So that's the balance, right? We're just trying to find a balance, right? All right, go ahead.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here's the patience, the suffering, and the faith, which is what we have of the saints. So if you are a saint, or when those saints come marching in, remember that song? Or when those saints come marching in. So if you really think you're a saint, then you should want that. The Lord said, if you leave someone in captivity, you go into captivity. You kill somebody with a sword, you go into it. You know, you get killed with a sword. But you got to be a saint, though. You got to be a saint. Saint. But what I'm trying to say is people use those songs and say they want to be a saint and be a part of that number. Well, guess what? You got to want what they want, and that's what the saints want. You want a balance, man.
YAHAWASHI to come back and rule the world
In righteousness. Thank you.
No more confusion, no more doubt, no more fear, no more worry, no more struggle,
no more uncertainty.
Yeah.
No more uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty here, man. You know? That's why as soon as Trump had got elected, there was this investor. He said that he has very high-end clientele. That prior, they was always talking about moving out of the country. As soon as he got elected, he says a lot of high-end investors, they are making it official that they want to now leave the country. Man, there's so many, bro. There's so many people, like these people, man, that shut down here, and the ladies they gotta lock their car 47 times and all. It's like you people are minuscule.
Hollow.
But no, I'm like you're minuscule. You're like 1% out of 8 billion. How important do you really think you are? Like I'm saying, people put themselves up on a pedestal. They're like they build a pedestal, they stand on it and be like, "Ha, I'm number one." It's like good, you know. But like understand the world you live in. You're just one person. You know, you die today. How much would that affect the world? YAHAWASHI died. That changed the whole. You see what I'm saying?
They still affected today.
It's
Still making
days.
movies.
They making, but hell, if he didn't die, we wouldn't get the RAWACHAA QADASH. Remember, he said, "I go unto my Father. My Father is greater than me, but I leave you not comfortless. I leave you with the Comforter." So his death is it's magnified even to this day. I'm just saying, some people walking around like that shit don't stay when they need the bathroom. So what I'm saying, oh, wretched man that I am. I ain't gonna walk around like I'm the shit. I breathe air. Yo, if I know somebody who walking around don't breathe air, man, I salute them. I praise them. Until then, you can walk around like, you know what I'm saying, they levitate. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, so like, yeah,
2 dollar scriptures to back up what you read with the going into captivity.
Yeah, we're gonna close out soon.
Numbers 35 and 30 verses 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's another balanced scripture. So I sure. What the Lord said?
Right. You shed blood.
The Lord said,
you shed blood.
You shed blood.
You touched the apple of my eye.
You shed blood. All right, I'm coming. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so as we sit here and we talk about it, like, yo, man, y'all you can sit here and hide the darkness of how America was built. Right. Fuck that. We know why it's gonna be destroyed. Right. It was built off of blood. What the Lord said, woe to them that built that bloody city. Yeah. America's the unwalled city, one big country, one big city. Like, y'all built this place off of blood. That built this place off of blood, sweat, and tears of hardcore bondage. You kick out the indigenous people, call them believers. Right. Bro, that's not the devil, bro. I don't know what it is.
So they kicked them out and put them over here, right? Yeah, now they're chilling. They found a bunch of gold.
Oh shit! Yeah, you found that. We gotta move you again. We gotta move you guys again. I'm sorry. Gotta move you guys again. Even though we took your whole land, we found out there's some gold there. So we just gotta move you guys again. We're gonna move you to another corner. Oh, fuck, man. I know it gets you upset, but remember what the Lord said. The Lord said, "God, a truth shall overcome you, but you shall overcome in the end." That's why I don't know if you saw it. God was in the streets. God was on horses in the streets, man. They said they tired of this, man. I like that. It was a good one. You know?
What you just said goes right into this. 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
But the reason why, you know what's so funny about that? The reason why they say deceit shall be quenched because the internet is what's exposing.
Right. Take off that veil.
I thought it was I think it was a Rothschild or Rockefeller. He said the internet should have never been created. There's always going to be pros and cons to any tool you use. The internet is a great tool for gathering information, but it's also a great tool to expose other people. That's why they try to regulate it. You know, there's too much information going out there.
Verses 28, 2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, watch this.
You gotta read that again, bro.
2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, the prophecy that are faithful, right?
Yeah. Hey, sure word of prophecy.
Sure word of prophecy.
We believe in this, you know? Hey, but you want to know what's so beautiful about it? If we believe, somebody gotta disbelieve. Somebody gotta disbelieve. That's the perfect balance. So we stay over there.
We got a better chance.
We got a better chance.
We're trying to give you a chance.
We're trying to give you a chance, and you're giving us a better chance.
It says, 2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Yo, when that small head walked by, you know why he ain't stopping to talk to her? I thought you got the truth. Yeah, he was kind of told he had a blue suit on. I didn't see it. I didn't see the younger from the back till he got there. So when he kept walking, he just kept kind of looking, but he didn't see that. You know? But I know he saw that. Yeah. I know he saw that. You know? I could say Atala Yamahu. I could say Atala Yahudi, Atala Mamza, but You are not Judah, you are dog.
Ooh. Hey,
Yeah, Ata Mamza means that you are dog. But Ata La Yehudi, you know what I mean? That you're not Judah. Anyways,
Right. Where the rest of the tribes?
what the rest of the tribes? What they say? They say, oh, I'm Levi, I'm Benjamin, or I'm Judah. All right, what Manasseh?
Right.
Where's Reuben? Where's Naphtali?
Where's Zimli land?
Well, where's Zebulun?
Zebulun.
Zebulun. All right, we're gonna close out with this one. Do it again.
This is 2 Peter 3 and 12.
2 Peter 3, 12 and 13. We're gonna close out.
Looking for a hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heaven being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
It says, so knowing this day is coming, man. Yeah, there's gonna be a day Yahawashi is coming. So with that being said, it says that there's gonna be a day Yahawashi is coming. Don't let him change back 2,000 years, buddy. Keep studying, man. So like I was saying though, letter J didn't exist 2,000 years, sir. Letter J didn't exist 2,000 years ago. Letter J didn't exist 2,000 years ago. Yeah, I'm just. Letter J didn't exist 2,000 years ago. Who's Jesus? I don't know what that is. You know who Jesus?
At the end of the day, don't it be rude in speech, not according to knowledge.
No, I just told him the truth. Yeah. He said Jesus on the way. I said YAHAWASHI. That's all I said. Yeah. That's wrong. You gotta just study to show yourself to be approved. I'm not being rude. Oh, matter of fact, I have a 1611 King James Version Bible where they see the word Jesus, the J will be an I there. So even 500 years ago, the letter J wasn't even in there then yet. So it's like, come on, my guy. But once again, we stand out here, once a week, you come up and talk to us, but they want to walk by and say obscenities. Because honestly, bro, they truly don't believe what they believe in. And if they do, why don't you stand for what you believe in, sir? That's all I'm saying. We come out here and we stand for, we have a shit word of prophecy. We truly believe in what we believe in. We don't give a damn what these people say, because most of these people, they're going to be dead anyway when that day comes. They're really going to be dead carcasses. That's what I'm. Yeah, it's a scripture that says born in vain. Some people, you're born, you don't even know. Some people are born for nothing. Wow. Like he could have been born just for that moment. Remember what it says? Keep thy foot when you come to the house of the Lord. So we can remember when two or more are gathered in my name, I am in the midst of you. So we coming up.
So I read Bible in here.
What's up?
68. So I started last year. I'm in my second year, and I do Bible in here every day.
Right.
Pretty cool stuff.
Hey, real talk.
Bless you.
All right, brother, you too, man. Hey, bless. I appreciate you for coming up. So I appreciate that. Hey, remember what it says? Entertaining angels. You never know. Unaware. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, but it said you never. But see, that's what it says. It's a spirit like that. You come in a sense like that, because even the way you talk, you remind me of Israelite. But then it's he got a lot of soul.
Gentle spirit.
Gentle. He was very calm. But you see, balance. Balance.
He just gave us two
The
examples.
Lord just gave us 2 examples of balance.
He walked by and he came off.
See, he believes in the Bible, but he came with the negative energy. He believes in the Bible. He came with a positive
And
energy.
gave us a blessing.
And gave us a blessing. God bless you. So the Lord can show us 2 balances. Let's go. We're gonna end this right now.
2 Peter 3.
You can't make this up, man. So I got excited.
2 Peter 3 and 13.
We ain't worried about these people, man. We ain't worried about these people, man.
He's trying to put a smile on someone's face that's angry every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right. Hey, that was beautiful, man. You can't make that up. The Lord did that. 2 examples of balance, right? We're supposed to end. So with that being said, we'll give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by QADASH. Love us to the elders at Great Millstone, taught us truth in the spirit, sing honors to the elect. Peace and blessing to the 1/3, confusion of faces, shalom.